God sometimes when you realize they didn't break your heart, they just opened your eyes. Once you experience that, you'll find happiness. It doesn't matter what they think about you. Remember, if you want to lead an orchestra, you have to turn your back to the crowd. Let me tell you something. If you ever have to choose between me and someone else, please choose them. Because you already lost me the moment there was a choice. I'm not an option. Some people talk to you in their free time, and some people free their time to talk to you. Make sure that you know the difference. Don't worry about what people say behind your back. They are the people who are finding faults in your life instead of fixing their own. Your own opinion is the most important. I think it is important to realize that no matter how good you are to people, it won't make them good to you. Always keep that in mind. Always look forward. When the devil keeps asking you to look in your past, there's something in the future he does not want you to see. If people are not listening to you, stop talking to them. Instead, start watching them. That's when they tell you what they're up to. And that's the best piece of advice I can give you. Every morning you have two choices. Continue to sleep with your dreams or wake up and chase them. Time passes, memories fade, feelings change. People leave, but hearts never forget. Crazy how peaceful life becomes when you decide you no longer have the energy to argue and you're okay with being misunderstood because people only understand from their level of perception and no argument is worth damaging your mental health. It's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. Make each day count and live it to the fullest, for tomorrow is never promised. Here again. Windows. This is why I'm afraid when you say that you love me too. In this generation, I'm constantly reminded why I'm better off alone and staying focused on myself. People nowadays are so fucked up mentally that instead of just healing, they choose to come into people's lives, to hurt them on purpose, just because they've been hurt before. And you want to hear the funny part? People will literally ruin the calmest people, then call them crazy when they react. Therefore, I'm learning not to take things personal anymore. People are at war with themselves. It doesn't have anything to do with me. We're too old to be wasting people's time. If you're unsure about me, just leave me alone. It's very simple. And I know they say hurt people, but that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Stop coming into people's lives just to hurt them and waste their time. Life is already hard. Who wants to be around someone who makes it harder? Truth is, unless you let go, unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, unless you realize that the situation is over, you cannot move forward. The devil wouldn't be attacking you so hard if there wasn't something valuable inside of you. Remember, thieves don't break into empty homes. Hear that again. Normalize calling out your friends on their shit. If my friend is getting lazy, I'll tell him. If he's a slave to his girlfriend, I'll tell him. And I expect the same back. Real friends hold each other accountable. School is killing students. Not physically, mentally. They go to sleep really late worrying about a test they have tomorrow. Wake up super early, hardly eats anymore. Work all day. They plaster a fake smile on their face every day and worry so much about making other people happy without thinking of themselves. And you still call them lazy? They sit in their rooms and cry and you don't know about it. Because you don't care. You just care if students have good grades so they can get good jobs. But what about their mental stability? Just look at our generation. Is it really hard for you to be better than these idiots? Just imagine meeting again someone who didn't believe in you and you did it. Now make it happen. I can finally say that it's over. And even though it hurts a bit, I can't help but feel this feeling of relief. No more stress. No more overthinking every night. No more questioning myself. No more tears. No more fights and dumb arguments and no more worry. My life has been so much more peaceful after no contact. I'm so proud to say that I've lost my detachment to someone who wasn't good for me. The delusion wore off and I'm finally seeing the loser in them. I stopped breaking my own heart trying to make a relationship work that clearly wasn't meant to work. You did what you did. I felt how I felt. And it is what it is. The situation hurt me, but it opened my eyes. I lost you, but I found me. So with that being said, a win is a win. They're not coming back. Face it. One way or another, you're going to realize that some people come into your life to teach you a lesson, to make you stronger. Sadly, this person was that lesson. And I know you love them. I did too. But you gotta let them go. Or you're not gonna get anywhere. It wasn't meant to be. If it was, they would have stayed. They would have made you feel better about yourself, not make you overthink that you're not good enough. The wrong one will find you in peace and leave you in pieces. But the right one will find you in pieces and lead you to peace. Listen to this every morning. I am ready. Nothing can stop me. I will not be defeated. I am a champion. I have a clear goal. I have a clear mission. I have a meaningful purpose, and I believe in myself. I will give all I have for this goal, this mission, my purpose. No matter what, I will not back down. Never go grocery shopping when you're hungry. You grab the wrong things. And the same is in life. Never go into a relationship when you feel lonely. You might grab the wrong thing. Because when you're desperate, you grab anything you want, not what you need. Never trust someone who has let you down more than 2 times. Once was a warning, twice was a lesson, and anything more than that is simply taking advantage. 2 traps you need to avoid. 1 is caring what they think. 2 is thinking they care. You want to buy things without looking at the price tag. You got to work without looking at the time. You know, butterflies can't see the color of their wings, but us as humans can see how beautiful they are. Likewise, you might not think you're good enough, but others can see how special and amazing you are. Trust me. They say behind every great man is a woman who pushed him to his limits. Maybe she left him alone. Maybe she didn't believe in him. Or maybe she even broke his heart. But that pain, that struggle, that feeling of being alone, that's what drives a man to greatness. He learns to channel that pain into motivation. He works harder, lifts heavier, and pushes himself to become the best version of himself. The worst feeling is when you don't want to give up on someone, but you know you have to. And the biggest mistake you can make is holding on to someone who already has let you go. Once you realize you're not going to be around forever, is when you realize that's what makes life so magical. One day you'll eat your last meal, smell your last flower, hug your mother for the very last time. You might not know it's the last time. That is why you should do everything you love with passion. Maturing is realizing you don't want to be around drama, stress, or conflict anymore. You start choosing calm over chaos and distance over disrespect. You start prioritizing your peace, mental health, and happiness over everything. I know it's not what you want to hear, but people are not loyal to you. They are loyal to their need of you. Once their needs change, so does their loyalty. Ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets in them. Don't let what's happening around you get inside you and bring you down. I think the real reason why it's so hard to let go is because you still have hope. And when you have loved someone unconditionally for so long, it doesn't really end. No matter how many times you tell yourself that it's really over for you and your heart, it isn't. You can never make the wrong person the right person for you. Wait a moment. Before you go back to them, I want you to remember how worthless they made you feel when you only asked for love. Do not make the same mistake twice. Remember, in your weakest moments, the strongest version of you was waiting to be born. No pressure, no diamonds. Many girls are like Bluetooth. When you're close to them, they stay connected. But when you're far away, they find another device. I miss the old days, when I ran home to play video games. I'm sorry for my mom that she saw me change from that happy little boy to this cold-hearted piece of shit that spends hours in the gym overdosing with caffeine and then go for a speed therapy coming in the middle of a night. I'm sorry, Mom, the world fucked me up. One thing you need to learn is to not expect people to be there for you, just because you were there for them. No one can steal your women. They can only steal your problem, because the real women cannot be stolen. They are loyal. Never talk about your next step. Stop talking about your plans and let your results speak for you. Real winners move in silence and only speak when it's time to say, checkmate. Whenever you get down, feel a little lazy or unmotivated, I need you to take a deep breath and remember who the fuck you are. Normalize not forcing connections with people. It flows or it goes. If someone doesn't see the value in having you by their side, don't try to convince them. Always remember, you deserve someone who treats you like you matter every day, not just when it's convenient to them. The biggest wall that you need to climb is the one that you build in your mind. So believe in yourself and you can overcome anything. Correct me if I'm wrong. One of the most toxic traits a person can have is expecting you to be okay with something, when they wouldn't be okay with it when the roles were switched. Listen closely. If you don't separate yourself from your distractions will separate you from your goals. So stay focused. I believe that everything happens for a reason. People change so that you can learn to let go. Things go wrong so that you can learn to appreciate them when they're right. And sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together. If somebody truly values you and wants you in their life, they will never put themselves in the position to lose you. You can't cheat on The biggest rule in a relationship is no matter how mad you are at your partner, you do not seek someone else's attention. You sit there and make it right because that is your person. If you can easily go to someone else, you do not love the person. Stop being stupid. They knew exactly what they were doing and they knew exactly how much it would hurt you. Don't give them another chance. You're just hurting yourself. You can love someone and they blame you for your reaction to their toxic behavior, but never discuss their disrespect that triggered you. Giving someone a second chance is like giving them another bullet because they missed the first one. Focus on you until the focus is on you. One day it will be. The biggest lesson I've learned is to not hold on to relationships or friendships just because of the memories or how long you've known the person. If they don't want to act right, let them go. Words are like keys. If you choose them right, they can open any heart and shut any mouth. So choose them wisely. Life is like a video game, but one day it will be game over. And the question is, how did you play the game? Did you win or did you lose? If you spend your time chasing butterflies, they'll fly away. But if you spend your time making a beautiful garden, the butterflies will come to you. And if they don't, you'll still have a beautiful garden. Do you know why the universe didn't allow our pets to speak? To teach us that love and loyalty come through actions and not words. Karma says, waiting is a sign of true love and patience. Anyone can say I love you, but not everyone can wait and prove it's true. I hope you find someone who speaks your language so you don't have to spend a lifetime translating your soul. Be patient. The right person will find you. Remember this next time you are in a tough situation. Life isn't challenging you because you're weak. It's challenging you to show you just how strong you truly are. The best advice someone gave me: move on if you're tired of waiting. If they start missing you, they'll catch up. It's time to go. Your mind is a magnet. If you think of blessings, you attract blessings. If you think of problems, you attract problems. Always cultivate good thoughts and remain positive. A wise man once told me, when you are the smartest person in the room, then you are in the wrong room. When you replace, why is this happening to me with, what is this trying to teach me, you become unstoppable. Keep pushing. Do you know what the difference is between I like you and I love you? When you like a flower, you simply pluck it. But when you love a flower, you water it every day. There is no better feeling than knowing that you are hated by so many, but no one got the balls to do something about it. When your car has problems, you don't go looking for other cars. Instead, you fix what's broken because it's always better to repair something than to replace it. I just want you to remember that average is the enemy. Success is your responsibility, and change can take place in an instant if you are willing to flip the switch. Someone once told me, Hurting them back will not heal your pain. And that opened my eyes for the rest of my life. If you love two people at the same time, choose the second one. Because if you really loved the first one, you wouldn't have fallen for the second. Life is like a gym. If you look over to the right, there will always be somebody in better shape than you. But if you look to your left, there's someone who would die to be in your position. Airports see more sincere kisses than wedding halls. Walls of hospitals have heard more prayers than walls in places of worship, because love is more felt when it's leaving. I learned this the hard way. You either say how you feel and mess things up, or say nothing and let it mess you up instead. It's your choice. Always remember, you will only win when your mind is stronger than your emotion. They're mad because they can't figure out how you're still winning after all the dirt and lies they threw at your name. You know what's funny? People believe in ghosts they never saw, but don't believe in themselves they see every day. When boys get heartbroken, they find another girl, but when men get heartbroken, they find themselves. I'm stuck in a generation where loyalty is just a tattoo, love is just a quote, happiness is a myth, and being fake is a lifestyle. This one's gonna hurt, but you have to accept it. You came into their life to show them the meaning of true love, but they came into your life to show you the meaning of self-love. Behind every strong person is a story that gave them two choices, sink or swim. Remember this whenever you are in a tough situation. A bodybuilder won't judge you for working out. A millionaire won't judge you for starting a business. A football player won't judge you for playing ball. It's always the low-life losers who have something to say. Think about this for a second. They're mad because they can't figure out how you're still winning after all the dirt and lies they throw at your name. Did you know that the best love story usually happens when you fall in love with the most unexpected person at the most unexpected moment? Read that again. You should worry about your character, not your reputation. Your character is who you are. Your reputation is who people think you are. Toxic people condition you to believe the problem isn't the abuse itself, but instead your reactions to their abuse. Always remember, if someone can't decide for you, they have already made a decision, so don't waste your time on those people and look forward. I am thankful for all those difficult people in my life. They have shown me exactly who I do not want to be. Fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours. There is only one rule you have to follow. Hurt me with the truth, but never comfort me with a lie. This quote literally changed my life. The fears you don't face become your limits. Hear that again. If you feel like you're losing everything, remember that trees lose their leaves every year, and they still stand tall and wait for better days to come. Two traps you need to avoid. One is caring what they think, and two is thinking they care.
Wake up, filthy.
The true mark of maturity is when somebody hurts you, and you try to understand their situation instead of trying to hurt them back. You should never apologize for saying what you feel. That's like saying sorry for being real. Always keep that in mind. Telling your partner who you're with, where you're going, who flirts with you, and what time you're coming home will never be controlling. It's called respect. Dating many people doesn't mean you're beautiful. A cheap product attracts many customers. Become a ghost. Forget attention. Just grow in private. I just heard the hardest hitting quote ever. It says, if your absence doesn't bother them, your presence never meant anything to them. Fake friends are like shadows, always near you at your brightest moments, but nowhere to be seen at your darkest hour. Listen closely. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Bees don't waste their time explaining to flies why honey is better than shit. Just remember that next time somebody's trying to talk you out of your dreams. Only when we realize that it's not another day, but one day less, we will begin to appreciate the truly important things. Quote of the day is, boys want attention, men wants respect, and legends just don't care. One day your life will flash before your eyes. Make sure it's worth watching. Always remember, you will never be criticized by someone who is doing more than you. You will only be criticized by someone doing less. Daily reminder, before you ask yourself why someone doesn't like you, ask yourself why you even give a fuck. Before you assume, learn the facts. Before you judge, understand why. Before you hurt someone, feel. Before you speak, think. There is an Arabic legend that says, hurting someone's feelings is as easy as throwing a rock in the ocean, but you never know how deep that rock goes. A wise man once said, worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles, it takes away today's peace. And I felt that deeply. Always remember, no matter how many mistakes you make or how slow you progress, you're still ahead of everyone who isn't trying. There is an Arabic quote that goes, how am I supposed to forget about you when there is garbage on every street? One of the most important things I've learned in life is that people will forget what you said. People even will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. There is a big difference between someone who wants you and someone who would do anything to keep you. A funny thing about getting older is that your eyesight starts getting weaker, but your ability to see through people's bullshit gets much better. You either go after the life you want, or you keep settling for the life you get. The choice is yours. Listen, you're literally never going to be young again. Go book that flight, hit the gym, eat clean, start that business, step out of your comfort zone. It's now or never. Ever noticed how after a breakup, the loyal one stays single and deals with the damage, while the one who didn't care is already in a new relationship? Are you telling me people that are in want you to listen, and listen closely. You can't build a kingdom with someone who still craves attention from the village. Here again. Appreciation. My father once told me, don't fuck over the current person in your life for someone from your past. Your past always pops up when your future looks bright. There is this one quote that changed my life. It says, it's all about who stands in the rain with you when they could be dry if they wanted to. It's normal to miss someone when you're alone or lonely, but missing someone when you're busy or having fun, that's true affection. Never push away or ignore someone who loves and cares for you, because one day you might realize you lost the moon while counting the stars. Imagine how good you'll look next summer if you don't quit. Now stop imagining and start doing it. If you want a long-term relationship, once said, one day I will be the biggest guy at the gym. Tears, everyone laughs. It's not the biggest guy at the gym. The greatest lesson I've learned. Oh, ghost. Nobody's gonna know what you're up to. This is you against you. If you really want to make some noise, don't tell people what you're doing and let the results speak for themselves. There's a quote that I've fallen in love with, and it says, The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. Just a few will understand this quote, and it says, "You can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you." The biggest lesson I learned this year is to not force anything. Conversations, relationships, friendships, attention, love. If it's forced, it's not worth fighting for. If it flows, it flows. If it crashes, it crashes. It is what it is. And remember, if it hurts, let it go. It's not meant to be. This quote made me tear up, and it goes like this. Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside you when you are still alive. Do you know what's sad? Sometimes we're so focused on our future that we don't realize we're in the middle of what we used to pray for. Success is like being pregnant. Everyone says congratulations, but nobody knows how many times you got fucked. When a girl cries over a guy, it means she really loves him. But when a guy cries over a girl, this means he will never love another girl in his entire life, but only her. A bottle of water can cost 50 cents in a supermarket, $2 at a gym, $3 at a cinema, and $6 on an airplane. The only thing that changes its value is the location. So the next time you feel like you're worth nothing, you might just be in the wrong place. Why do you keep obsessing over that one person? The only thing you should be obsessed with is becoming the best possible version of yourself. If you're stressed, hear me out. Stress is a sign that you've lost the present moment. The next moment has become more important than life itself. I remember when someone asked me, "What is a best friend?" And I said, "A best friend is the person in your life who makes you laugh a little bit louder, your smile a little bit brighter, and your life just a little bit better." There is this one quote that changed my life. If speaking kindly to plants can help them grow, imagine what speaking kindly to humans can do. I heard a quote today, and it says, "Growth is painful. Change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong." Get a The hardest pill I had to swallow in 2023. Just let things be. Let people go. Don't fight for closure. Don't chase answers, and don't expect an explanation. The difference between school and life is that in school you're taught a lesson and then given a test. But in life, you're given a test that teaches you a lesson. When your past calls, don't answer. It has nothing new to say. Never let your past experience harm your future. Your past can't be altered, and your future doesn't deserve the punishment. David Goggins once said, "The moment you choose a woman over your goals is the moment you lose both." I heard a quote today that said, "The sad truth is, being nice doesn't get you loved. It gets you used." There is a quote that I've fallen in love with, and it goes like this. Sometimes we laugh by remembering the days we cried, and we cry by remembering the days we laughed. One thing I realized when I started to go to the gym is that some workouts are for building muscle, some are for burning calories, and some for burning memories. You have to force yourself to go to the gym. I have to force myself to take a rest day. We're not the same. The biggest mistake you can do, right now, is to give up. You might not reach the best version of yourself in this lifetime, but a better one than you are right now. Love is not when a person leaves you after one mistake. Love is when they correct you 100 times and still decide to stay. The only thing you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist. The realest quote I ever heard was, "If you avoid the conflict to keep the peace, you start a war inside yourself." And I know some of you needed to hear this today. Flirting is cheating. Linking up and hiding it from your partner is cheating. Entertaining, messaging, and snapping someone behind your partner's back is cheating. Cheating doesn't have to be physical. It always starts mentally before it becomes physical. Always remember, the same boiling water that makes an egg turn hard will make a potato soft. So you need to dictate your environment, and don't let the environment dictate you. The truth is, you can't hurt a person who has already gone through heartbreak, failed countless times, experienced poverty, spent time alone, and built themselves up without anyone's help. The Joker once said, "They laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at them because they are all the same." When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. It's all in the power of your mind. It's all in your perspective. Sometimes when the people you love hurt you the most, it's better to stay quiet. Because if your love wasn't enough, do you think your words will matter? When you see someone who is always calm, incredibly kind, and avoiding conflicts, be careful. This person notices everything. They remain silent because they know if they get angry, it will hurt. They keep everything inside, choosing to stay calm. But the day it explodes is a real storm. And the one who triggered that anger will bear the brunt. However, everyone has a limit, and for them, this limit is often higher than for most people. But once it's crossed, expect a superstorm. That's why it's essential to respect them. Don't mistake their silence for weakness. Behind every calm smile, there is a strength and determination that can surprise you. If that resonates with you, drop a bomb. And if you're already following, congrats. You're growing every day. You focus on you, you grow. If you focus on shit, shit grows. Now play that again. Accept the pain. Smile at the pain. Embrace the pain. Pain is there to ask you one simple question. Do you really want to achieve your goals? Those who died yesterday had plans for this morning. Those who died this morning had plans for tonight. So whatever it is you want to do, just do it. Life's too short to think otherwise. Listen closely. You have to understand the difference between people who love you, people who love to be around you, and people who love what you can do for them. One of the most fucked up things the universe will ever do to you is let you meet the right person at the wrong time. If you smile when you're alone, go to bed without waiting for anyone's message, and look good just for yourself, then you are winning at life. Remember this. A bird on a tree is never afraid of a branch breaking, because his trust isn't in the branch, but in his own wings. Before something great happens to you, everything falls apart. Remember, you're one win away from everybody acting like they saw the vision from the start. There is no losing, only learning. There is no failure, only opportunities. And there is no problems, only solutions. I finally realized I wasn't asking for too much. I was just asking the wrong person. The right person will move mountains for you, not hide behind them. I saw a quote today, and it said, "If you don't take risks, you'll work for someone who did." And that hit hard.